from being one of the reasons the hero agency started to being based off a kid's cartoon. Today we're going to be looking at several facts about Saitama. No, not just him, the whole One Punch Man series we missed, or we weren't just aware of. So, like I always say, if you're ready, get comfortable and let's go.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run! Do it every single day!
Now, I know most of you have heard Saitama's exercise regime and thought it was pretty impossible. Well, that may be true for the average person, but for someone who's well trained, they could pull it off. Unfortunately, even if you could, you aren't getting Saitama's super strength. Did you know that there was actually a time Saitama could not afford to pay his rent? Yes, you heard me right. Saitama, before becoming a hero, had to work part-time jobs to be able to fund his lifestyle. And even as a hero, he doesn't make that much money, which kind of makes him a more relatable character. Another fact we miss is that the name of the show One Punch Man is hiding an Easter egg. Because when shorted to OPM, it could actually be read as Overpowered Man, which is a term used to describe characters who are just too overpowered. Another name which hides a secret is the hero's name King, because you know that King being weak is actually a reference to the chess piece. Let me explain. In the game chess, the king being the most important piece doesn't mean it's the strongest, but actually one of the weakest, and instead needs a queen to protect it, in this case that queen being Saitama. Saitama's play design is intentional. Let me explain. It was intentionally made to be plain and not flashy like other heroes, because according to the author, the world is full of cool looking heroes, so he didn't think that was something he wanted to write about. Plus, he believed that coolness comes from their spirit and not their looks, and also how a hero looks is not that important. At the end of the day, Saitama being so plain and not flashy makes him stand out in the series as the bad keeps hero we all know and like. Genos uses a flip phone. You may be wondering why that is worked. Well, it's because the One Punch Man world is so technologically advanced and it makes no sense for him to be using a flip phone. But there's actually a reason why it does, because as it turns out, smartphones are mainly designed to be used by human fingerprints or touch to operate, and Genos lacking human fingerprints will find it hard to use smartphones, which explains why he also flip phones with buttons instead. Saitama used to work as a convenience store. Remember when I said Saitama had to work part-time jobs to make ends meet? Well, this was one of his jobs, and on one occasion he was dropped at knife point but didn't even notice because he was distracted trying to find the barcode on the knife so he could scan it. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, punch on the like button and subscribe button will be highly appreciated. Okay, let's talk about Saitama's design once more. Okay, Saitama's design is based on a character named Amperman. From the bald head to the simplistic features, even Saitama's clothing mirrors Amperman, the pink and yellow colors are just switched, but the basics are identical right down to the gloves, belt and cape. Now let's move on to the mysterious watchdog man. Okay, the number 12 hero watchdog man is the anime version of the world's most loyal dog, Hachiko. But what's the story behind this dog? Let me tell you. Well, it's an Akita dog that has gone down in Japanese history for its loyalty and dedication to its owner. It was a dog that waited for his owner at the train station every day, and even after the owner's death, the dog continued coming to the station waiting for his owner until it eventually died. This dog is remembered best by its statue next to the Shibuya station, just like our watchdog man has his own pedestal he watches over Q City from. Okay, take a look at this clip. Do you notice anything weird? Well, if you look closely, you will notice that while training, there are strands of hair falling off from Saitama's head. And if you have watched the show, you know Saitama eventually became bald after too much training. A cool fact you might have missed is that Saitama was actually a fan of Mob Psycho as a child. In this panel from the manga, you can see him wearing a t-shirt that says Mob Psycho 1 million, which is a reference to OPM's creator other series, Mob Psycho 100. I know you've been waiting for this one for a long time, so let's talk about how Saitama caused the creation of the Hero Association. In episode 1 of the anime and chapter 2 of the manga, we're introduced to the funny looking split shin kid. After drawing a pair of nipples on Sleepy Carbonate, the split shin kid finds his life in danger as the monster lashes out. The intervention of Saitama before he formally becomes a hero is the only thing that saves his life. And that boy was the grandson of multimillionaire Agoni, who is so inspired by Saitama's deeds, he starts the Hero Association. And finally, there's also a possibility that Saitama doesn't need to breathe. Well, if you think about it, being lost to space and holding your breath wouldn't accomplish anything at all, as all the air will be sucked out of your lungs. And Saitama didn't even start holding his breath until he realized he wasn't on Earth anymore, which means it's safe to say Saitama doesn't need to breathe, or he can survive without oxygen for a really long time. That's all for today. Hope you learned something new. My name is Oshoke and I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas in advance. Check out these videos.